Yo, what's up everyone? You've probably heard about the insane rap beefs going down, but there's one that stands out, and that's the drama between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And guess what? We're finally getting the inside scoop on what went down behind the scenes, and trust me, it's juicier than you thought. Let's dive into how Drake tried to play dirty to beat Kendrick, and how things are spiraling out of control for him, especially with his main supporter, DJ Akademiks. So here's the deal, Drake's been pretending to be this untouchable rap god, right? But what we're starting to uncover is how far he went behind the scenes to bring Kendrick down. Yeah, you heard me right. Word is, Drake actually tried to pay people to dig up dirt on Kendrick. Like, how low can you go? This was more than just a rap beef. It could have gotten seriously messy if Kendrick didn't play it cool. But here's the twist, it didn't work. Drake failed in a big way, and what's even more shocking, the one guy who's always had Drake's back, DJ Akademiks, is now facing major backlash for backing Drake up all this time. It's getting ugly. Now, Akademiks, who's always been the loudest voice in Drake's corner, is suddenly realizing things aren't looking too good. He used to hype up Drake's every move, even calling out Kendrick for not responding fast enough to Drake's diss tracks. But now, Akademiks is starting to see that the narrative is changing, and Drake's not the golden boy he once thought he was. Drake and Akademiks' relationship has shifted, and it's no longer the buddy-buddy vibe it once was. Why? Because Akademiks went from being the guy who pumped up Drake's image to someone who's now caught in the middle of all this mess. And it's clear, Drake no longer sees Akademiks as the puppet he can control. And let's talk about this for a sec. Akademiks still has beef with Kendrick, don't get me wrong. He's not suddenly a Kendrick fan, but the way he's been covering for Drake lately, it's like he's desperately trying to fix things with him. He's been digging into random things like Drake's beef with Dylan Brooks, which honestly, who cares? It's not even that important in the grand scheme of things, but Akademiks is using whatever he can to stay in Drake's good graces. And it's backfiring. Drake's fans? Yeah, they're turning on Akademiks big time. They're calling him a puppet, and it's only getting worse for him. The more he tries to cover for Drake, the more his own credibility is slipping. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Drake's been trying to do some damage control by leaning on his media connections, including his relationship with another guy named Mal, who recently let it slip that Drake might be performing at the halftime show for the next World Cup. It's huge if it's true, but the timing of this news, you gotta wonder if it's part of Drake's attempt to show Akademiks who's in charge. It's like a power move. But here's the thing, the more Drake tries to manipulate the narrative, the more it feels like he's losing control. He's caught between trying to maintain his image, dealing with his fans, and keeping his media puppets in line. And honestly, it's kind of pathetic. Akademiks is in a tight spot now. If he speaks out against Drake or shows even a little respect for Kendrick, his entire fan base might turn on him. So what does he do? He's stuck. He's too far gone, and no matter what, he's gonna back Drake, even if it means throwing any remaining integrity out the window. And let's be real, this whole situation shows how much power Drake really has in the media. He's got the connections, and he's using them to keep Akademiks under control. But in the end, it's just making him look worse. We're watching a grown man scramble to maintain his image, and it's not a good look. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, Drake might be one of the biggest names in hip-hop, but behind the scenes, he's using his influence to control the narrative, and it's backfiring. Akademiks, who was once the voice defending him, is now being roasted by fans, and it's hilarious to watch. The fall from grace for these two is real, and it's a reminder that sometimes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Let me know what you think. Do you think Akademiks deserves what's coming to him? Or do you think Drake's just being petty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton.